Hello children. We learned in our last class, in our previous class, that is force and laws of motion. So what is a force and what are the Newton's laws of motion? Newton gave three laws about motion. Okay. So that is first law we saw in our last class. That is right now. I hope you all understood. That is first law. Okay. So what is the first law? Can you remember? Okay. Let us remember that first law again. So a body at rest. Okay, the object is at rest, will remain rest, and the body is in motion, it is continuing motion. Okay, or unless if any external forces action on that body, action on that object. Okay, so a body, an object is at rest, will remain rest. The object is at motion, so it will continue in motion. Okay, so who is doing that work? It is continuing. Okay, so the person is sitting, he is sitting only. A person is walking, he is walking only. He is continuing in their motions. Okay, or unless if anyone disturbing that. Okay, so that can be changes that motion. So if anyone is talking and calling him, okay, who is sitting there, so come. So the position is changing. No? The person is sitting. Okay, he is moving from that place. So that is in rest position to moving position. So a person is walking. So anyone is coming to talk to him. Okay, so the person is standing. He is come to rest. So any external forces applying on that object, that can be changes their positions. Okay, so understood. That is a person, an object is at rest, will remain rest, and a person, an object is in motion, will continue in motion, or unless any external forces acting on that object, that can changes the positions. Okay, so this is the Newton's first law of motion. Understood children? So I told yesterday one example. A person is sitting inside the bus, he is in the rest. Okay, the bus is moving. Okay, so that is in a motion. If the brakes is applying on the bus, so bus moving bus stops. That is the external force. So when the bus stops, a person is moving to get down. Okay, so that is an external force. Okay, so that is any external forces affects on an object, that can be changes their positions. This is the Newton's first law of motion. I hope you all understood. Okay, so one more example I will tell you. Okay, that is given in your textbook or it is not there. Okay, so that is one more thing. That is we are placing a carpet on a place. Okay, so we are moving that carpet. So in that dust particles are there, no? So that particles are at rest inside the carpet. So we are moving that carpet. The carpet is moving. Okay, so that is in the same way. So but we are making dust. Okay, so making to removing of a dust. Okay, so the carpet is moving while removing the dust, and the dust particles are at rest remains. It moving from one place to another place. Okay, so we are making that, we are giving any force to that carpet, that dust particles are moving outside. Okay, so this is also based on the Newton's first law of motion. Okay, so I hope you all understood. Okay, so now let us move on to the second law of motion, Newton's second law of motion. So what is the second law of motion? Okay, so the first law of motion is based on the inertia. Okay, the first law of motion is based on the inertia. Inertia is that property of body due to the force. Okay, due to which this is the change in your velocity. Okay, change in the state of your motion. If it is rest or if it is in a motion. Okay, so what does mean by inertia? So inertia, that is a property. Inertia is that is a property which is due to the an object is at rest or object is at motion, will continue. Okay, will continue in a uniform motion, that is based on the inertia. Okay, so what is the SI unit of inertia? It is very important. SI unit of inertia is kilogram. SI unit of inertia is kilogram. Okay, so what is meant by inertia? Inertia is based on the Newton's first law of motion. Okay, so that is Newton's first law of motion. It denotes that is an object is at rest, it remains rest. An object is at motion, it continue in motion. Okay, so that is it states the uniform motion position of an object. Okay, so that is the coin tries to maintain. Okay, so the coin tries to maintain a rest position, or otherwise it is moving through the sliding surface. Okay, so it is continuing. Okay, so based on the inertia. Okay, so next we move on to the Newton's second law of motion. So Newton's second law of motion, so it is based on the rate of change of momentum. Okay, so Newton's second law. Newton's second law of motion. So it is based on the rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. So first law is based on the inertia. Is it right? So the second law is based on the rate of change of momentum. So what is mean by momentum first? Okay. So let us learn about the momentum. Okay. So what is mean by momentum? Momentum itself shows it shows a movement. Okay, movement of an object. Okay. So momentum means it is based on the product of mass and velocity of an object. Okay, so it is based on the product of, okay, so product of mass and velocity of an object. Mass and velocity of an object. Okay, so Newton's second law is based on the rate of change of momentum of an object. Okay, so rate of change of momentum of an object. Okay, so of a body is directly proportional to the applied force. Okay, so what is the Newton's second law of motion? So Newton's second law of motion based on the rate of change of momentum. Okay, rate of change of momentum, it is directly proportional to the applied force. So rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied force. Okay, so applied force. So what does mean by momentum first? So what does mean by momentum? So the momentum is the product of mass and velocity of an object. Mass and velocity of an object. So you know how to define this change of momentum. So rate of change of momentum. So mass and velocity. So mass is same. Okay, that is the weight of an object is same in all the positions. If it is changes from one place to another place also, the masses remains same. Okay, but the velocity of an object, it can be changes or it cannot be changes. So that we have to find out the difference between that velocity, so which is at rest or which is in movement or which is in comes to rest. Okay, so there we have to take. So that is what is Newton's first law, second law of motion. So that is the rate of change of momentum, which is directly proportional to the applied force. So what is mean by applied force? We are taking as F. Okay, so applied force F, which is equals to rate of change of momentum. So what does it mean by change of momentum? So mass can be same. Okay, mass can be same. So in all the positions, the weight of the object is same, but the velocity can be changes. Okay, so for that we are taking initial velocity and final velocity. So initial velocity and final velocity. So initial velocity we are taking it as u and final velocity we are taking it as v. Okay, so initial velocity and final velocity. Initial velocity we are taking it as u and final velocity we are taking it as v. Okay, so this here we have to find out the difference. So how to find out the difference? Final velocity minus initial velocity, we found out the velocity of an object. So here we are taking momentum, that is momentum is P. So P equals to, momentum equals to P equals to m into V, that is mass into velocity. So momentum equals to mass into velocity. Okay, so the momentum we have defined it as mass into velocity. Okay, so but here rate of change of momentum. What is rate of change of momentum? So momentum, that is velocity changes. So we are taking initial velocity and final velocity. So final velocity, we have to find out final velocity minus initial velocity. So v minus u. Okay, so for that here we are taking the rate of change of momentum, that is mv minus mu by t based on the time taken. Okay, so based on the time taken. So this is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. So the applied force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. Okay, so force, okay, that is applied force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. This is the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, children. So here we have to take F equals to one constant k into M we are taking commonly outside, so V minus U by T. Okay, so we know that, okay, that is force equals to mass into acceleration. We know that. What does we know that? That is F equals to ma. F equals to ma. Okay, so here F equals to ma means k into m into a. So F equals to k into m into v minus u by t. We have to write as acceleration a. So this k here now F equals to ma means this k is having then k equals to 1, where constant k equals to 1. Okay, so based on this we have to define the Newton's second law. Okay, so what is the Newton's second law? The rate of change of momentum, so which is directly proportional to the applied force. Okay, so F equals to rate of change of momentum based on this k, that is, see, this is constant k. Okay, so when we stop the ball, okay, where we are applications, so where we are applying this Newton's second law of motion. So if we want to slow the speed of the ball, or if we want to make a speed of ball in any playgrounds, okay, so there we are using the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so when we stop the ball, we are gradually we need to apply a force. Okay, so gradually we need to apply a force. This is very safe and easy. Okay, so gradually we are applying a force on that ball that can be slowed down. Okay, or if we want to stop suddenly, we are stopping suddenly the ball, it can change the directions also. Okay, it can change the directions, or it is very difficult to stop. Okay, it can be injured also. Okay, so this is, if we can stop suddenly or if we can gradually stop the ball, it slows down. Okay, so there it is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Okay, rate of change of momentum. Momentum means it is based on the mass of an object and velocity of an object. So velocity means, so speed of an object. Velocity, we can mention speed of an object with respect to direction. Okay, so velocity we can define it as, that is the speed of an object with respect to direction also. Okay, so that direction we have to slow down the object or we have to stop the object based on the rate of change of momentum. Okay, so what is Newton's second law of motion? The rate of change of momentum of an object which is directly proportional to the, okay, applied force. It is directly proportional to the applied force. So this is the Newton's second law of motion. So but before that you have to know what is momentum, what is the rate of change of momentum. What is momentum? So momentum is defined it as mass of an object, product of mass of an object into velocity, velocity of an object. And what is the rate of change of momentum? So momentum we know m into v. Okay, that is velocity, mass into velocity. So what is the rate of change of momentum? So here mass is not changes at any time, okay, at any rate. So but velocity can be changes or cannot be changes. So here we want to find out the difference between the initial velocity and final velocity. So the difference between the final velocity minus initial velocity, we got the velocity here, that is rate of change of momentum. So that is directly proportional to the applied force. Okay, this is the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, children, and then we move on to the Newton's third law of motion. Okay, so what is Newton's third law of motion? So third law of motion, so a first body is applying a force, okay, to the second body, as the same equal force is also applying by the second body also to the first body. Okay, so first object, so that we can say it is a third law of motion. Okay, So to every action, so how to define easily? Okay, to every action we have an opposite reaction. Okay, so to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this we can say is a Newton's third law of motion. Okay, so Newton's first law, second law is over. I hope you all understood. Okay, now let us see third law of motion. So whenever one object exerts a force, okay, so whenever an object exerts a force to the another body, okay, so that another second object is also exerting the same, okay, that is equal and opposite force to the first object. Okay, that is equal forces are applying on the object by the first object and a second object. So that we can say it is a Newton's third law of motion. So to every action there is a equal and opposite action. Okay, so for this we come to know the Newton's third law of motion by an example. Okay, so that is a man pushes water back applying the water pipes. Okay, so there is a force, so that water is also same giving to the same force to that man. Okay, so there is an action by the man and an action by the water. Both are giving the same force to opposite and equal reactions. So this is by the Newton's third law of motion. Okay, so a man pushes the boat, okay, towards the water. Okay, so backwards. And by the Newton's third law, a boat also pushes man forward. Okay, so a man pushes the boat forwards and man is moving forward direction. Okay, so that is the based on the Newton's third law of motion. Okay, and a gun applies a force on the bullet. Okay, a gun applies force on the bullet. So that bullet, okay, so bullet will also apply the same force on the gun. So gun is moving backward and bullet is moving forwards. Okay, so that is based on the Newton's third law of motion. Okay, and conservation of momentum. How to conserve the momentum, the rate of change of momentum? If two or more objects are applying a force on an object, okay, so each other is not having any external forces. So if one or two forces are applying on an object, okay, so if we are taking one object like this, okay, so here two or three forces are applying on an object. So no external forces is applying of the opposite force of this object. So here there is no resultant force. So the resultant force is 0. The resultant force is 0. Okay. So this is initial momentum only. There is no final momentum. Okay. So one or two forces, okay, more than two forces are applying on an object. There is no resultant force to the opposite direction. So the resultant force is 0. So initial force only. There is no final force, final velocity. So therefore, the total momentum before collision, which is equals to total momentum after collision by the law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum. Okay. So practical examples of conservation of momentum. What are the practical examples we can see here? By the two or more forces are applying on an object, it cannot have a resultant force and it cannot have any other forces acting on it by a opposite directions. Okay. In a rocket fuel. Okay. So in a rocket fuel we are using in that. So it is burned due to the momentum. Okay. So due to which gases are ejected towards. So that is downwards. So the conservation of momentum also moving downwards itself. There is no any other opposite directions to apply on this. So this is the law of conservation of momentum based on the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, children. So now let us learn about in this lesson what is a force. Okay, so based on that, force is experiences that is motion or in a rest position. Okay, so it can be changes. Okay, so that is based on this force is having effects, some more effects on the objects. Okay, what are the effects we saw in this lesson, and then what are the forces, that is two types of forces are there. One is main thing, that is balanced forces and unbalanced forces. Other than this, we have so many forces are there. Muscular force, okay, frictional force, and then gravitational force and air resistance forces also. Okay, and then Newton gave 3 laws about the motion of the objects. What are the 3 laws also? These are Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, and Newton's third law of motion. So first law of motion, an object is at rest, it will remain rest. An object is at moving excuse me, an object is at moving position, it will continue in same position, okay, or otherwise, or unless, okay. So if any external force are acting on an object, that can be changes the state of that objects, okay. This is Newton's first law of motion and Newton's second law of motion. So second law of motion is based on the rate of change of momentum, so which is directly proportional to the applied force, okay. So first law of motion is based on the inertia and second law of motion is based on the momentum of an object, and third law of motion is to every action there is a equal and opposite reactions, okay. So these are the Newton's 3 laws of motion. Based on that, you have so many applications are there, okay. So write some more applications based on the Newton first law, second law and third law of motions after watching this video, okay. So again and again I am telling